I am very, very happy to see this announcement. I'm very happy to see that Isekai Quartet is getting a Season 2. This makes me smile because I think that Isekai Quartet was easily one of my favorite series from this anime season, and I'm glad that it really just brought so much joy to me. As a fan of all 4 series that was in Isekai Quartet, I'm happy I got to watch this, and I think many can agree that this was definitely a good show. There is some things I wish was done, like expanded upon or whatever, but overall, I do think that this is a fantastic little anime short crossover series, and I definitely do want more of it. But let's get right into it, okay? With Isekai Quartet's ending at the final part of the episode, besides the Rose Wall announcement, which I'll get into, we have how there is new characters being transferred into their class, which automatically what that means is that new Isekai characters or new Isekai series are being added into Isekai Quartet. Now the thing is Isekai Quartet, the reason why it's called Isekai Quartet is because Quartet is like for 4. So, you know, we have Overlord, Tanya, Konosuba, and ReZero. So if we have more characters added in, can it necessarily still keep the same title as, like, you know, Isekai Quartet, or are they gonna have to change the name? Regardless of that little problem, the point is what characters could potentially be added into the next season. Personally, I want to believe it is Shield Hero and Rimuru from, you know, Slime. But I don't believe, you know, Reincarnated as a Slime is owned by the same people that own Overlord, you know, Konosuba, ReZero, and Tanya. I don't think they actually own Slime, which is kind of sad, really. I could be wrong there. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But it's very apparent the series that will be added into Isekai Quartet, most likely, will be series that is affiliated with the publishers of all 4 represented series. Like, okay, it's kind of like the Marvel situation. When you think about how Marvel Infinity War was done, or just the Avengers was done, the reason why they were able to do that was because, let's say, Disney, they own pretty much all of Marvel, majority of Marvel. The only thing they really didn't own was Spider-Man, which they had to go into a partnership with Sony to be able to get Spider-Man in Infinity War. So, when you think about it like that, it is a possibility that we can get other series from other branches of, like, publishing companies, but for the most part, I think they're going to probably keep in-house. They're going to keep the series that they actually own and throw it a part of their series to create their own Isekai cinematic universe, which is pretty cool to think about. But the big point here is I just don't think we're going to get other series outside of what they own, and I don't really know what they completely own their entire catalog. I mean, I don't know exactly what they have at their disposal. I mean, for all I know, they might actually have something like, let's say, a certain scientific railgun or, you know, index or something. I don't really necessarily know which company owns which. Like I said, I gotta look into it. But I do believe that Shield Hero, at the very least, is affiliated with the same people that own all these 4 series from Isekai Quartet. So if that is true, then I could definitely see Naofumi added into it, because it would make sense with the popularity of Shield Hero and just how it just recently ended and all that. It would make sense for them to incorporate that series within Isekai Quartet. But the question is, will it be that series, or will it be other series that's already been before? Like, you know, let's say, No Game, No Life. I do believe No Game, No Life is, also by the same company, the publisher. So if that is true, then we could get them added to Isekai Quartet, which I really want. I would love to see Blank and all the characters and stuff added into the series to see how they interact. It would be an amazing experience. But besides all that, just theory crafting of what anime will be added into the next season, let's talk about some of the things that they could definitely improve upon and what I would like to see in Season 2. Obviously, Season 1, major success. I think everybody can agree that this was something we never expected. It was something definitely for the fans, and it was just mainly fan service. That's exactly what this series was. It was fan service for the fans of all 4 series, which is no problem. However, what I would like to see, though, even though it does have good comedy, and I do like that aspect of it, I would like to see them try to do a little bit different. Try to actually go down a route and experiment with, let's say, a story. Like, I would really love to see a story starting to take place within this series. There is a lot of potential here, because if they can get all 4 of these series together in one anime to kind of advertise these 4 series in the anime and manga, light novels and stuff, then they could definitely make some form of anime focusing on all of them together. I would love to see a serious story wrapped around these characters, and when more characters are brought in, it's like a massive plot with different worlds and stuff coming together, and that's what they could do. They could do what Marvel does. So I would like to see that. Even if Season 2 doesn't, I would hope that because of the success of Isekai Quartet, they might try to make a full anime adaptation, like full 24-minute long episodes that will straight up actually have a different style of animation like we're used to with a serious story. Now that I would love, but we really got to see. It just depends on how popular this series is and how far it goes, but I do hope that this does open the door for that. Now, another thing too is that it's clear that they did set up some things within this, first season. They set up the button situation, who gave the button to all the characters and how they got there. What was the whole deal with the teachers being able to kind of brainwash / control the students and get them to do what they want. What was really going on there? See, that's still yet to really be explained, and I feel like Season 2 might dive a little bit more into that when the new characters are probably introduced. So there is elements that have been set up, it needs to be expanded upon. Now, looking at this finale, though, the final episode, it's a good conclusion. I mean, it wraps up the little classrooms against each other, and you have it to where they're able to take down the Destroyer. Each represented MC of their own story gets time to shine within the final episode. Ainz does, Subaru does, Tanya does, Kazuma does. They all get their own time to shine, especially taking down the Destroyer. Like, let's look over it, okay? Ainz, he's someone that's able to throw all 3 up in the air incredibly far because of his, inhuman strength. He creates an army of the undead that's able to boost Subaru and help him up to continue to throw Tanya and Cosmo further in the air while he falls back down and the skeletons cushion him. And then you have it to where Cosmo, with his luck skill, he's able to steal from the Destroyer, hurt its leg, but also he gives Tanya one final boost. She jumps in the air and then she's able to finish the Destroyer off. I do like that segment. It was basically saying that all series had a role to play and they all had their own spotlight. And it's kind of crazy that Tanya was the one to take down the Destroyer. I do hope, before everything is said and done, that we do eventually get a Season 2 of Tanya, because I know we got a movie, and I believe the movie is like a continuation of the story, but I would like to see a straight-up Season 2, and I do hope because of this series, a Isekai Quartet, it spawns more people to get into Tanya, and eventually have a Season 2 animated. But for now, though, the finale did what it was supposed to do. It basically just had all our characters to represent their own abilities, what they're good for, and also, I do like the little foreshadowing to ReZero Season 2, by the way. That was something I think would have flew over everybody's heads if you haven't read the light novel of ReZero. I'm not going to get into too many details. I will actually talk about it at the end of this video, but I don't want to talk about it right now because it's very spoiler heavy. Overall, this was just a good experiment. Isekai Quartet was a good experimental series, and I think this allowed us to see if something like this could be done, like, a crossover event. And I think this probably really made the people behind the scenes, the animators and everybody that's working on these series, realize that this is something that could definitely garner a lot of attention, and they can really keep going at it. Because, I mean, imagine, they could actually update these 4 represented series with new stuff, and then have the story continue with different comedy and characters, voice actors. Speaking of voice actors, this series has a lot of, high-quality voice acting, which is kind of insane, honestly, because Isekai Quartet is an anime short, and just to think about all the high-class voice actors that is a part of it is something kind of unheard of, really, especially just in a short series like this. So if they're going to be adding in more main characters, the voice actors, the lineup is going to get even larger in terms of just the high-quality voice actors. I'm willing to bet that the budget for this series has to be ridiculous to be made just because of the voice actors alone. But okay, now I want to get into some spoilers. So if you are an anime only of ReZero and you don't want to hear it, then I recommend leaving now. And so you have a wonderful day or night, and make sure you have a great day. And I'll see you guys when you watch either another video of mine or when, Isekai Quartet Season 2 comes out. So then, now I'm going to get into spoilers. So with the warning out of the way, that final moment with Rosewall was straight up a reference to what happens within Season 2 of ReZero, or the next arc of ReZero. Rosewall looking at a book, spotlight pops down on him. Just to fill you in, if you haven't read, and somehow you're an anime only but wanting to get spoiled, Rosewall is revealed, it's him. He's behind all of it. It was him. And he's the one that has, caused, everything. All of the struggle and problems that Subaru kind of went through throughout Season 1, to the whole ordeal in the mansion, to the situation as soon as he got in the world and the Bow Hunter was hunting down, the insignia of Amelia, to just what happened with these, the candidates when they all met there, and then Subaru embarrassed himself, tried to white knight, all the little things, and what happened to Rem, just everything was technically Rosewall's fault. He is the cause of it. And the book is the reason why he does it. He actually follows the book to a T to tell, make sure he makes its prophecy fulfilled, because it actually slightly tells the events of the future. So, it's kind of crazy that they kind of hinted at Rosewall and what he actually does in the later season, or the later events of ReZero, that's not even out yet, because that's a major spoiler. That's a legitimate major spoiler. I don't think anime onlys are going to get it, but definitely, if you are aware of it, you're going to be like, whoa, they really just did that. Especially when he's reading his book and when he shows it and all that. It would have been even better if they made it to where you couldn't really understand the book or something. I think that would have been really good, because it would tie in with, the witches cult and all that. But for now, though, I do like that little reference, and I hope they continue to do that throughout the continuation of Isekai Quartet, especially in Season 2. So I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And with that, Chibi out.